Welcome to the Regurgitated podcast, hosted by two convicted jaywalkers. How was that?
Third degree.
Third degree. Third degree.
First degree.
All right.
Guess which one's which? We'll never tell.
So, yeah, one is if you're crossing when the light's red. One is if you're crossing with the light's red, but you're going diagonal.
It's completely fucked up at jaywalking.
So for next podcast or whatever, we should get each other's McDonald's order. We have McDonald's. I'm hungry. I don't know if you're hungry.
First of all, you had said before that this was like the last episode with Sean. I think that was the first episode. Then we gave him one more chance last episode. Now he's gone.
He's actually gone.
Now we get to finally eat our non-vegan.
Yeah, fuck this guy, dude. Now we can eat in peace. Yeah, so I got the fries.
This is going to be the worst episode for audio listeners.
Yeah, truly.
Only, by the way. There's going to be food videos for the first time.
You got to chomp down on that shit, like, just loudly into the mic. Okay, so...
No. Go ahead.
So, I went up to the window, as you do, and I go, okay, I'm reading this. This is like a script. This is my buddy's order. And I say, what you sent me. And I'm like, are any of those real? Because I didn't know if you were going to fuck with me or not. So are any of these things, like, is it?
I think I just said like chicken nuggets and
you
like
said
a
medium nugget meal. You said a medium nugget meal.
Medium nugget meal.
And I'm like, is that a thing? Because when they start putting it in, the screen goes all white and it like blocks a lot of the menu. So I was like, fuck, is that even real? And he's like, no, that's real. And then I go up to the window and the guy's like, the guy says, do you have a code for me? And I'm like, what?
They think you have a mobile order.
And he's talking to the guy in the thing, but he was saying it and looking in my direction. But would you like to give me a McChicken?
They fuck up your order? They just know you too well.
They know who I am. They give me a McChicken.
Like this fucker guy.
So, do you want to know how to make a McGangbang? I'm sure you know how, but there are a few ways.
Sure, but I will give you a forewarning. I made a couple alterations just for my own sanity because I'm a picky eater.
That's fine. McDonald's made me an alteration. So.
Yeah. Well, first of all, in Arizona, we don't have McChickens. We only have spicy McChickens, hot and spices. McChickens, as you know it, do not exist in Arizona. So I don't even know if this is the same thing. It's got lettuce on it. I took off mayo. I don't fucking like mayo. I don't fuck with mayo.
Really?
I don't got mayo on this bitch. And then the McDouble, I'll eat onions sometimes, but the McDonald's onions particularly, I'm like, nah. I'm like, I don't want this I'll eat the pickles, but I don't want the fucking onions. So no onions, no mayo. Spicy chicken. It's not, everything's all fucked up. And I added fries because fuck it. But now I'm probably going to be shitting bricks. I'm going to be shitting bricks, dude.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's fine.
I technically had food like an hour or two ago. I couldn't, it wasn't like me going out of my way for it. It was just food around.
I got a sweet iced tea, so we both made alterations, and McDonald's made an alteration of my shit. And
McDonald's had me get a fucking vanilla milkshake, which I guess I'm a more chocolate guy, which is still pretty good. But like a milkshake, like it hits your stomach like a ton of bricks, right?
Oh my god, dude! I mean, that's why I get a medium. I used to get larges when I was younger and was able to digest that kind of food. Not anymore.
No.
All right, so show me your sandwiches.
It's not even a real milkshake either. Let's lower this bitch down. Let's do Does that work?
Dude, you have the cleanest desk? My desk is fucking disgusting. That's so funny.
It's clean up front. You look back that way, not fucking clean.
So, okay. So there are two ways good about this. Do you
hot and spicy McDouble.
Do you enjoy the bread of either of these sandwiches, or do you not care?
I don't give a shit. I don't dislike it, but it's not like,
okay,
amazing. They look like the exact same buns. So you're
either going to eat one piece of bread alone, two pieces of bread alone, or are you going to throw them out?
Wouldn't I just take this off and then take the bottom off?
No. You silly little guy. No. You take the bottom bun of each off, and then you swatch the sandwiches together.
Oh, so you do the tops only?
Tops only. Yeah.
Did you see the Burger King ad with that for Pride that they kind of got in trouble with?
I did not. Did they do something funky, like a top bottom kind of deal?
Yeah. They did top sandwiches and bottom sandwiches for Pride Month. You should pull up an image here in post. It's very funny. They did just like this tops only, and then bottoms. You get the bottom burger and a top burger. Because nothing the bottoms want more is than to be eating some shit like this. It's, on another side note off of that, did you see that fucking Postmates ad where they have that bottom friendly menu item and they have like, it's like a 3-minute ad of like fruit in like kinky latex suits and they're like talking about each other's shit and everything. It's fucking...
No, I have no idea what the fuck you're on about. What? Talking about people's shit?
Well, yeah, they're talking about, it's not really that, but they're talking about foods that are less messy for bottoming and stuff like that, which is like it's a good concept in theory, but like not really what you want from your fast food provider. I'm gonna...
So the spicy, I don't know if that's gonna detract from it, but it'll probably still be fine.
Oh yeah, I'm a gangbang.
Good all together.
Yeah. Does yours usually come with lettuce?
Make chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never had a chicken before.
Really?
No.
It's like the worst of the it's like the worst of the fast food chicken sandwiches. Yeah, barbecue
sauce. Well, they have a new chicken sandwich now too, which is not...
I had it. It's
awful.
mid. It's mid.
It's pretty mid, but it's not the worst.
Yeah. Dude, eating on camera is so fucking great. This is making hungry people want to eat.
Eat with us, right?
Yeah. Went to my dog.
Said nothing interesting so far, except for just talking about McDonald's. But just fucking eat with us, dude.
This is my dog. She's very cute, but she's very fat.
Name?
Her real name is Gracie. I don't call her Gracie because I think that name is cringe and it sounds like some stripper. I call her or like some like, I don't know, white trash something name. I call her Big Girl because we have a smaller dog that is sucky and I call her Little Girl.
I thought you were gonna say like Gracie, too silly, too much like a stripper's name or something.
Like
I
Candy.
call her Beef Stroganoff.
No, yeah.
Like, all right.
I have to give her a fry every once in a while.
This is your regular meal?
Mm-hmm. I just have that. I have the shake.
It's pretty cheap for the amount of food that you get.
I know.
But you know,
I'm changing minds. I'm changing minds all over the world, dude. I'm so blown out.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's like trying to check the black, so it's like whitening out my skin. I mean, I'm really white as it is, but
absolute train wreck on my stomach. Go ahead.
It's gonna be horrible. You want to hear about my evening? I had a horrible day. I'll be honest with you. Up until the end of work, I was horribly tired. Was not doing great. I was like emotionally drained after a long week. You know, after a long week of work, sometimes it just hits you, burnout and all that. And I'm sitting here I get off at 4. And so I'm sitting here at 3:30. And I'm just sitting at my desk, like head down. I'm like, I can't imagine working more. And I knew that as soon as 4 o'clock hits, 30 minutes from then, I have to shower which will lead me to like 4:30 ish. And then I have to, get ready to leave. Put on some clothes that aren't trash. I was doing shit. So we went to a bar, me and my buddies. I don't drink. I got water. I got a water. 1 water, not even 2. They went out. They got a second round. I didn't get a second round of water.
I forgot it's like 10 p.m. over there already.
Yeah. We I got a water, and then we went to a restaurant. The restaurant was good. That looks sick. I don't know. Does the spicy chicken add to it or no?
You know what? I can handle my spicy food, so it's not killing me at all. But it's like regular fast food spice, but I can taste it. I can feel what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I did like the spicy chicken nuggets. Oh, when I went to New Mexico, actually, McDonald's is weird with like its regional stuff. As you can see, we don't got McChickens. You've got McChickens. Do you even have a McSpicy over there? Hot and spicy over there? You might.
Not anymore. We used to. We have it anymore.
Okay. They did the spicy chicken nuggets over here. Took a trip to Albuquerque, New Mexico earlier in the year. They not only did they currently have the spicy chicken nuggets still, they also have green chili burgers. You put green chili on your burger, and they have a basket of fries that you can get instead. It's like this, but like the same material, but like in a little bowl. Very, very odd. It's not like insanely different, but you get little regional differences. When I lived up in Massachusetts, occasionally you find the McLobster, and like you find some shit around there. So
the fucking chicken nuggets always bang. So we went to a restaurant. Because I didn't want to eat too much because I wanted to be able to eat all this. I got some teriyaki beef and some crab rangoon.
Love a teriyaki beef.
Good shit. They were on like sticks too. And then I went I went bowling, right? And I scored a 39 in my first game out of 300.
I don't know if bowling score is that good.
300 is the top score you can get. I scored a 39.
You did a perfect game?
Mm-hmm.
You tell me you just got back from bowling a perfect game.
Perfect game. 39 out of 300.
I don't want to fuck with you in bowling.
I'm much better at Switch sports bowling. I'll tell you what.
You bowled a perfect game in real life, right?
Yeah, a perfect game of 39 points. Yeah. What? Yeah,
a perfect game of 39 points, right? And I'm like, was that sarcastic? I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
100% sarcastic. So I went bowling. I scored a 39, and then I scored I think 12 points in another 5 turns out of 10 turns, and then I had to leave. So come home, watch Obi-Wan Kenobi with my buddy Joe, and I had to leave again to get the McDonald's and then come back and do this.
Doesn't sound like a horrible night, but you got a lot you're packing in.
The day was bad. The night was just fine.
Gotcha. So you started off talking about a story of how horrible your day is, but you can't even talk about the horrible day because it involves your real life job.
It was the horrible day part was just like it just burnout. Classic work burnout. It's like nothing I can even describe. It's just I'm in a production environment, so I'm doing the same thing 30 plus times a day. It just gets horrible.
I hear you. It's I've certainly been there before too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pretty fresh into my current employment right now too, so it's like I don't quite have that yet, but it fucking hits you.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Yeah. My concern, mental health wise, is that I was just in the honeymoon phase for like a year, and now I just hate the job.
Honeymoon phase though.
Yeah. I could just hate the job, and I just don't know it. Who the fuck knows?
Welcome to our mukbang.
Yeah. So one note I got from a friend of mine.
Just don't eat. It's like,
don't eat.
Keep eating.
One note I got was we have to stop switching subjects every 5 seconds and then fun. Like me having in the last episode, we had intros 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the span of like an hour. I mean, it's fucking hilarious. But
I thought episode 2 was better than episode 1 personally, but maybe that's just because I have ADHD brain and my brain was just like, oh, new shit constantly.
Well, I think
it keeps coming up.
Well, I think the thing is that we're just, episode 1, literally the first time we ever talked, like voice to voice.
Yeah, exactly. Which might sound weird to people. You fucking reached out to me a very long time ago to do like a Let's Play or something back when like that was popular.
Mm-hmm.
And I said yes, but never did it, which is on me.
Yeah. No, it's not on you.
Partially on me. But, you reached out to me to do a podcast again at some point, but my employer at the time, I could have maybe squeezed it in, but like I was under contract to like not work with like other podcasts and whatnot. And so I was like, I don't know if I can.
What qualifies
now here I am.
Well, yeah. That's a good burp. Hold on, I got another one. I know I do. Oh my God. Audio listeners, loving it right now. They're fucking loving it right now.
This is a skip episode if you're a fucking audio listener. We got so much shit that's not for you. But in retrospect, like, imagine this shit pops off. Yeah. We're making our living from it 10 years from now.
But only the audio version.
Like, we didn't give a shit. We didn't give a shit about episode 3. I was like, fuck it, we'll eat McDonald's. I don't give a shit.
It is kind of funny. This is our content. Eating McDonald's.
This is content, yeah. If you're watching at home, help us raise enough money to break even on this order.
How much was your order? Mine was, I gave money to the Ronald McDonald House, so I think it was like $13.
Oh shit! Well, actually, again, the gangbang is surprisingly cheap. You did the McDouble, the hot and spicy. It only comes out to like $4.39. That's pretty good. Fries for some reason. Oh, look at that.
That's good shit.
This is an ad for McDonald's now, which, by the way, I'm fine with. If you watched the last episode, you know I'm a fucking number one spokesperson. These fries, they're like almost $3 if you order them a la carte. Yeah, they're pretty cheap in the meal. A la carte, like $3 fucking.
Yeah.
Same thing with the shake. And so all in all, it came out to like $11, $12.
Oh my God.
Get him up, fucking. Oh.
Dude, that McDonald's in my belly, that's such a good feeling. I'm actually full. That's rad. My dog is going to stop giving a shit about me immediately.
I ate out food like an hour before this too, so my stomach is fucked up, but I do this. I don't know what it is, how I was raised, whatever. I can't stop eating. I don't even save shit for leftovers, especially you can't really do that with McDonald's. If my stomach tells me it's time to stop eating, it does not matter. My brain tells me to keep fucking eating.
Dude, I have clearly a gas problem after I eat McDonald's. Is that just like a Connecticut thing?
Yeah, fucked up.
I have fucked up everything. Right? That is true. But the sounds that are coming out of my body.
Beautiful.
Dude, I'm a fucking mess. I'm actually a fucking mess, dude.
Ladies!
Dude, I fucking think
we have we have a 90% female audience.
Dude, you know what's great? You know what's a great story? I would be 100% single if I never went on VR chat. That's where I met Alexis. On VR chat.
You might be the only success story of like meeting on VR chat.
Yep, she was
Did you do Ugandan knuckles and then she Ugandan knuckles back?
She fell for me, yeah. No, what happened? We were. I had a piano. That was my whole bit, as I would go around playing the piano, and she had a piano, and she played one of the Naruto opening themes, and Naruto being my favorite show. I was like, I know that song, and I just kind of figured out some of the notes, and we made like a joke that we were going to start a band, and it's all love story from there.
Now you're getting lost in New York City subway.
What? Oh,
You go first. You finish that thought.
So I have a thing. I noticed this. It's less funny when I hype people up. Is that just me? Like, I feel like...
It depends on how you do it.
So...
Bro, I'm fucking... I just shit is fucking...
You good?
No, I'm putting this shit away is what I'm doing, though.
I have an issue. There's a what are they called? A TikTok you did of us where you talk about
subscribe to that, by the way.
Subscribe to that,
whatever they call it.
Is, yeah. Where you talk about your story. It's from episode 1, where you talk about your story of the teacher that gave you 100. Yeah. And I go, that's fucking awesome, dude. I'm like, I'm so unfunny. That's so not. There were 1,000 ways.
It is funny.
Well, there were 1,000 ways I could go about making that comment where it would actually be funny. And my dog wants to leave the room, so hold on. I go to the door to let the fucking bitch out, and she just stares at the open door. I hate this fucking dog. But there's 1,000 ways I could have gone about that that comment. And I feel like I went with the least funny one that was just to genuinely be like, That's awesome. Of course, that's
your reaction.
awesome.
That's your reaction.
That is my reaction.
Saying,
but of course, that's awesome. Like I could have said something that was interesting. At least I don't know.
Look,
but that actually
somewhere along the line. So somewhere along the line, someone has a really genuine reaction because everything is the first time for something, right? Somewhere in history, someone did why did the chicken cross the road? Why? To get to the other side. And someone said, that's fucking awesome. Someone lost their shit. You know what I mean? Like, that had to have happened. Otherwise, why? I mean, it is an anti-joke, but still.
Yeah, I don't know. That actually just does bring me to my next subject, kind of, though. I think I had said it in the Discord chat. I want to talk about content control. So this is a topic. This is a topic to me that is important because I have a problem. So I have to be involved in some way with every. Sorry, the word is creative control. I have to be involved in every piece of content that involves me in a way that I have complete creative control, and it is a bad thing. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to send you like a TikTok or something and be like, oh, use the music from this. But I'm like, I want to let Zach do what the fuck he wants to do.
You can certainly do. Honestly, you can fucking collaborate with whatever.
You would have completely been like, oh, for sure. But the thing is, I have to just not allow myself to do that because I'm like, the TikTok is Zach's thing. He's killing it. He's a TikTok or two a day. I want to let him completely do that on his own and make that his own baby. I hate that. When I was doing CAG, it was the worst because I wasn't self-aware to know that like that I should not be doing that. But like anytime anybody wanted to do some videos, like, oh, you should do it like this. Let the fucking people do what they want to do.
Absolutely. Well, I have a very similar way of working too, because like when I first started doing videos and everything and roping other people into it, a lot of what I learned was out of necessity because no one else knew how to do something. So I would just pick up on stuff and do it. And that's not to say that other people didn't help me. In fact, there were times when people did way more work than I did. So I'm not saying anything to the contrary. But then even through doing my own stuff and everything like that, it just got to the point where like I just picked up on so much stuff and I kind of knew what I wanted to do. And compounding that, I'm a very ambitious person. I'm the type of person where like when we would start a YouTube channel, I'd sit there and be daydreaming about like, I want to be doing like a bunch of crazy, you know what I mean? Like I want to just get like 500 people involved. I want to do this crazy big project. And that's been the biggest bane of my creative existence is like I can't tell you how many animations I have sitting on this desktop that would probably require like 2 more months of like just straight full-time work to get done. But that I'd started for some reason. And I was like, I'm definitely going to do this. And they're good with what they have, but they would require so much fucking work to get done in the first place where I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
So I think we're two similar brains in that way where it's like you get started on something and you just want it to be that thing. I don't mind criticism at all. If anything, I welcome a lot of like feedback and communication. And again, certainly if you're ever like, oh, I want this timestamp for something. What if we tried this, whatever, I'm all ears on it. The TikTok thing is interesting to me for a couple different reasons. I mean, number one, I think some of it's funny, right? Like it is just funny to like zoom in on someone's reaction to something.
I think it's fucking hilarious. You're good.
But like more so I come from like marketing backgrounds. Like that's what I'm doing for like work. And I just and I don't want to rag on anyone because there's like real relationships that I still maintain that I don't want to like burn. But I've been in so many of these meetings where I'm like suggesting stuff and it's just not being heard. But I've seen similar stuff be successful with so many other people where I'm just like, man, what if I ran? And TikTok's not the biggest thing. There's a million different other things I could do. But that's one where I'm like, I feel like there's still, it's so obviously like, has this big potential to like just be in front of hundreds of new people like every single fucking day, but like no one not to say that no one's doing it because obviously thousands of people are on TikTok, but the people I talk to and do business with and communicate with are not doing it. So for me to just be able to be like, I'm just gonna fucking run this experiment to me is like interesting.
Look how white my arm is. I'm so sorry. I listened to everything you said. What the fuck? I don't go outside. Why is this happening? Am I dying? Am I losing blood?
This just happened right now.
Yeah,
By the way, I'm so happy you just did that because I have this problem with me and myself in personal relationships too, where someone's telling me something very serious and we'll be driving by like a funny sign and I'll just stop and be like, look at that. Look at what that said.
Yeah, no, I know.
And it's gotten me in trouble before too, but that's just how my brain works. I know I'm listening.
The information. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I do that all the time. I feel so bad about it because sometimes, to you just now, I was like, I heard what you said. Sorry, I'm listening. But this, there have been times where I forget to say the sorry, I'm listening portion makes it 10 times worse. As long as you acknowledge that you were listening, infinitely better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but to the creative control point, it's unfortunate. Like I've kind of been in the same situation in different ways, not so much content creation, but like spearheading some sort of project and it completely being muffled to a point that I don't even want to fucking work with it. It's still my idea here, but it's like, it's like, all broken and not what I want it to be at all. I have that at work sometimes, where, for example, I'm going to try to keep it very as general, as subtle as I can.
It's no joke. We're not pretending like we're doing this full time or anything. We both have real lives with real jobs and everything.
We're doing this every day. We're only taking the good takes and we're only uploading those.
Oh God. Yeah.
No. So like there was a video that I work on that it was supposed to be kind of like very simple, very like, we kind of based it off Sesame Street and
love it.
Not so much in the way of like puppets and shit, but the very simple, very straightforward, anybody can pick it up kind of way. And so it's a high level understanding of like something more nuanced and weird, but it's a very basic way of explaining it, which is my bread and butter. I love doing that shit. And then I got to make one, and then it was spawned off a second project, which is the more detailed version, which is so much less fun to do anything with. It's so much less fun.
Love it when you do work good, which ends up creating more work. And I don't have a problem speaking on some of this because I've worked previous jobs where this definitely happened to me at, where I get assigned a task or I get assigned to solve a problem at a fucking day job or whatever. And so sometimes I don't.
That's right. I'm so sorry. I just did it to you again. Okay. My nose is so red. Doesn't it? I look like a fucking lumberjack, don't I, or some shit? Am I wrong?
You could pull off a lumberjack look. You could pull off a lumberjack look.
All right, I'll get a flannel. Sorry, go ahead.
But this is pro-life tip, right?
Oh, pro-life.
If
sweet.
This is a pro-choice tip. Look, if your job right now is serving you some kind of greater purpose, it is on the career path you want to be taking, don't listen to this advice. But if you're just working some fucking day job to get by, don't go above and beyond. I had a thought earlier where I was just like, I'll get into it in a moment, but like my brain is either turned on, doesn't care, or is turned off. There's no I kind of care about this. It's either, which is honestly why, like, if I'm to the creative control point, if I seem like I'm doing a lot of work on something on my own, it's because I actually like what I'm doing, which is why I'm trying to say, like, me being like, let me do all this TikTok shit means I enjoy what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't even fucking sniff that shit if this wasn't somewhat interesting to me, right? That's to a detriment at points, because it's either I'm very involved with something I really want to do, I don't give a shit about it, or I fucking hate it and I'll rant about it forever. Yeah, going back to the work thing though, there's been a few different times where I've been assigned a task or assigned like a problem to solve. And if it's just a normal day job, usually I don't give a shit, but sometimes I've fallen into the trap of like, I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to take this very seriously. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to it always ends up giving you more work. Yeah. Either because it sets the expectation that you can handle that amount of work, and then you have to backpedal into excuses as to why you can't keep doing that level of work, and that'll happen to you at some point, whether it's next month or next year.
Surely.
Or you do such a good job that it ends up, as you said, creating some other project where you now have to do more work. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, I just wanted to do a good goddamn job, and now I got all this shit to deal with.
So I agree with you mostly, but I do want to point out, am not like that. I'll agree with you, but also be a hypocrite at the same time. Because when I was working at Dollar Tree, I was their bitch, dude. In Dollar Tree, you don't do anything creative. You stock shelves and run fucking whatever. I mean, you can stock shelves pretty, I guess, but I went hard, hoping that I would get like a good recommendation on my, or not a recommendation, a reference on my resume or something, because at that point I didn't really have many references. I didn't. Not out of. I asked the manager. I was like, "Hey, can I put you a reference on my as you as a reference on my resume?" And she was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then as time passes, I'm like, "Why the fuck would I have a Dollar Tree reference on my resume for if I'm like trying to work in tech? Not like big tech, but like on computer science type shit." I'm like, "What the fuck is Dollar Tree going to do for me?" So it was. I thought at the time it was important, but it was all for nothing. I don't know if I agree to, I don't know.
Having references is important. Networking is honestly one of the biggest like things you can do for your career. Honestly, if it wasn't for like the way that I've networked myself, I would not be where I'm at now in the slightest. So like obviously develop those relationships and everything like that. But like there are just some jobs that it's like this is kind of just like a means to an end. This isn't really it. I'm working on a bunch of other stuff, and it's like I don't.
Yeah,
do what you got to do to get through.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because I say that it was Dollar Tree where I was the bitch, but it was truthfully every job I take, I do it to myself. I give myself all the work because I want to like look good and be able to move up, which I think works some of the time, but it depends where you're.
This all goes back to the first thing I said. If you're working a job that's not like in your career path, you're very clearly like developing yourself to where you want to be, though. Yeah. But I think we can all safely say we've worked those jobs before where it's like this is just not what I want to be doing. This is just to make money. Like I don't want to.
I was talking about that today. I don't remember why, but I was talking about my Dollar Tree experience and how shitty it was. And I was like, why the fuck did I try so hard? I knew that I wasn't going to Dollar Tree. What am I going to do with Dollar Tree? Like, what the fuck? I'm not. But I went really hard. I was like 19 or something like that. And I went really hard at Dollar Tree I mean, I got paid shit. They put me on 26 hours every week, which at that time wasn't bad for that Dollar Tree. And my boss and my boss's boss was trash. So I don't know why I simped so hard for Dollar. Not even simped. I just stretched so hard for Dollar Tree. It just wasn't worth it. I think that a lot of jobs have that though, where you'll feel like you need to, kind of stretch, yourself for a specific, like no matter what you're doing, you're going to want to kind of feel like you're doing the best that you can possibly do. But generally, like if you're working McDonald's, do what gets you by. Don't go ham.
I did work. I did work at McDonald's. Yeah. And this actually fits nicely into it. I worked at McDonald's. It was my very first job I ever had. And the very first position they start you off doing at McDonald's is the drive-thru. It's the easiest one. I'm just literally like, I'm not even working the payment register. The food gets dropped off. I put the sauces in. I make the drink.
Yeah.
I hand it to the customer. There's some interesting stories there too. But, there was always drama. There was always fucking people bitching at each other, talking behind each other's backs and everything. And to compound this, which I've said twice this episode.
There was like work politics.
Okay. At work. There would be people like arguing with each other or with customers or whatever. It'd be adults working at McDonald's where if you're an adult working at McDonald's, you're trying to get by, I love you. But there are a lot of those motherfuckers that are unhinged, and I'm sure you know that too.
Yeah.
Also, again, on top of that, my McDonald's, for whatever reason, had a few people that were bust out from prisons to work there. They were part of like prison release programs where they'd want to make money and the prison would let them bus out and work at McDonald's and then bus back. The point is, I showed up every day and I didn't say a fucking word. And maybe this isn't the best and maybe this is counterintuitive to my networking thing, but I just read the writing on the walls and was like, everyone here sucks. Is it getting in the drama?
Mm-hmm.
I showed up. I punched in. I handed everyone their drinks. I shut the fuck up. I got some free nuggets. I walked out.
Yeah.
And all that's to say is they're supposed to, after like 2 weeks, rotate you to cashier, then start training you to like stock shit, then start training you to cook and grill, and then you do the rotations of everything. I think I worked there for like 2 or 3 months. I just did the second drive-through.
Yeah.
No one ever bothered to move me anywhere or train me on everything else. I just shut the fuck up. I made the exact same amount of money everyone else there made, except for maybe the manager, and I got the fuck out. And that was the end of the story.
Yeah, there was drama when I was working at Dollar Tree. There's some, but not a lot of drama where I'm working now. It always sucks because you have these like, you start personal relationships with some of these people after spending, hours of your time with them. Like I had a few friends that I would text outside of work from Dollar Tree. Excuse me as I fart. Dude, we gotta put something on TikTok. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, there'll be a compilation of us eating and shitting and everything.
I apologize. My sense of humor is like a 5-year-old. Alexis gets mad at me all the time. If I'll fart and laugh at my own fart and be like, "Oh, that stinks," and she'll get so pissed. I apologize. It's good for TikTok though. Let's fucking go.
I'm not in the room with you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you don't want the fucking McDonald's farts. But I'll have, believe it or not, I'll have personal relationships with people that I work with. I don't really text anybody outside of work at my current. What?
I said shocker.
Oh, shocker. I don't really at my current job because office environments are cringe.
Scary. Yeah.
And they'll fire. They can just fire you on the spot for nearly nothing. But Dollar Tree, they don't give a shit. They don't fucking care.
Yeah. But
that's why I don't really have relationships with anybody at my current job. Like I really enjoy my boss. My boss is awesome. That's the only person I really talk to or care to talk to. But at Dollar Tree, I had my brother work there. My older brother, Chris, worked there, who I think is actually in the Regurgitated server. I had a girl that I was interested in, but I also was still in my awkward stage now. So you can tell, you know how bad that was. I was 19, I think, at the time. A friend of mine that I still talk to sometimes to this day. And is that it? Yeah. It just, you make these personal relationships and it gets icky, when work and friend get in, and luckily I was never in the icky. I'm kind of a yes man.
Good. It's good to have friends at work, but not necessarily the best to have work out in your friends. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I have a lot of varied experience there. My last job I got through a friend, so I was working with friends, and then my job before that, I made friends with people there, and then things got awkward. But now that I've left, some things are better, but some things are still weird because they all still work together.
Yeah.
But they're still really good. All these people are fucking awesome, by the way. Nothing wrong with any of them. But like the dynamic of like taking work outside in your friendships and then friendships inside in your work, it can work, and it has worked for me before too. But it always is some. You're always treading on some ice in some way.
Always. Fast honestly,
forward until I sue you for $1 million after.
Right. Dead end jobs is what I'll call them because most of the time they are. They are.
I would frame that in a different way, but I know what you mean.
Well, I mean, what I'm talking about, like the Dollar Trees. What the fuck are you gonna do? How far can you go in a Dollar Tree?
Nowhere, but that's not the point. I've been through this before because I had the not my last job, but the job before that was a job I did kind of luck into, and it served a very good purpose in my life for a little bit of time. But I worked there for 4.5 years, and for the last 2.5 of those years, I was trying very desperately to get out of it with like no traction until everything exploded into this career that I'm working now. But, and there was times I was going through that when I was like severely depressed, whether it be through that or not or whatever. But to me, it was always like, there was always some purpose in doing it because I had the goal beyond that. And I thought to myself, and maybe this is too philosophical or whatever, but like, I was like, even if I died doing this, it like gave me something to look forward to. Like, this is me working on that other career because it allows me to live and work on other things as I get there. The job is dead end for sure. But like, I feel like once you start waking up every day and telling yourself you're going to do a dead end job, I feel like it's kind of when, you know, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, where like it just, you don't feel good about yourself and you start sliding back in those goals.
That's a good point.
You have to cut yourself slack and just be like, man, this shit's gonna, like, I mean, I'm doing this for a reason. Even if it's not a reason at the job, there's a reason why you're doing it. And hell, it might even be for your fucking family or something, but that's still a reason to get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. My first job was at a pizza place for 2 days. They fired the old dishwasher, hired me immediately. They rehired the old dishwasher and fired me immediately. So it was 2 days. And then I worked at a gas station for 3 months because the current staff at the time, at the very beginning, were, you know, they were calling out, you know, not showing up, just being bad. And so the manager was like, okay, motherfuckers, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to hire double the staff so everybody gets half the hours. And she succeeded in doing that. But she ended up getting in trouble for that and slowly firing off, after 3 months, firing off everybody. And I was the first, because I think
what's going on in this town?
I don't know.
Where everyone's just fucking each other up.
I was the worst of the worst at that place. I mean, I'm spacey. I don't think that like a physical blue collar job would be for me. I'm very spacey. I'm very like slow in thought. That's why like sometimes when we're talking, I'll just be like, so I like butter. You know, I don't know why the fuck I said that, but you know what, you get what I'm saying.
No, I procrastinate too much is my issue.
Yeah,
but I am a very quick. My mind thinks quicker than my lips can think them out loud. I have,
you know, I have something in my head. I'm going to call it ADHD, undiagnosed ADHD, whatever you want to call it. Mine going at 1,000,000 miles per hour. This is what's slow. I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it most of the time. Good example right here. I said, thought for 30 seconds. What the fuck was I talking about?
Have a moment in silence for fallen thoughts.
Right. Truly. But I was bad. I was always texting on the job, and like people would walk in the door looking for me to like give them cigarettes or buy cigarettes or whatever. And then I would be like, oh, hi, how you doing? Like all the time, all the time.
I kind of respect that from gas station workers. The gas station workers is either just smoking outside. I'm like, fuck yeah, you're living your best life. Yeah. I walked into a gas station one time, and the dude was just watching football. He just had a laptop out and he was just watching football. Yeah. And I was kind of interested in it because I like watching football. So I was kind of just, did I press a button or some shit? Okay, whatever. But I just remember walking in and buying whatever and just like talking with him for a second, and there was no one else there. And I was like, I'm just going to fucking watch football with this dude for a second. And I didn't stay there forever, but for like a minute, I was just kind of like watching it with him being like, fuck yeah. It's just, I don't know. There's something about like, because no one, like, if you think that a gas station employee should be taking their job as serious as you do a doctor or something, fuck out of here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
everybody at a gas station, to the manager's perspective, is expendable because anybody can do it. So I get what you're saying. I agree with you, but from a perspective of trying to keep your job, any manager at a gas station is going to be like, okay, bye, I'll hire a new person that can do the same exact job, maybe even better. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but you're
not necessarily wrong. I'm talking about it from my perspective as a customer walking in. I'm like, fuck yeah.
I agree entirely.
Yeah. Although this kind of reminds me of, remember there was a time when grocery stores were talking about, some grocery stores started to add chairs to their clerks checking you out at grocery stores, and people got really upset because they felt like they weren't earning their wage anymore. Like they're just sitting down all day, being lazy, or it was not courteous or something.
Some of these jobs, I'll say it, my current job, when I don't get paid more than I got paid my first year working here as a temp. The wage I have now carried into my full-time position. I did so little work my first year. Things changed since then, but I did so little work my first year, and I was getting paid double what I was getting paid at Dollar Tree, and I was doing so much more work at Dollar Tree. so much more work at Dollar Tree. It's just insane.
It is crazy. When I was younger and I was working like did a lot of food industry jobs at first, and just the amount of labor I did there was so intense at times. Boston Market, worst job I've ever had
Boston
by
Market,
a
what is that?
mile. It's like rotisserie chickens and like mashed potatoes and cornbread. It's their whole thing was like they don't have freezing. It's one of those places that sits in between restaurant and fast food. It's a national chain, although they're dying out these days. Yeah, I was this is a really good example, actually. I was going to talk more about how, like, even when I moved into like corporate work, it was still just very grueling for not a lot of pay. But then when I, switched over into a couple different positions, I was making double, if not triple, the amount of money in some cases, and doing like half the amount of work.
It's what are those called? No.
Yeah, but I think the reason why I get paid more, it does make sense to me. It would not make sense to me if I was doing what I was doing before, making very little money, and I was like, holy shit. I looked at myself in the future making way more money sitting around goofing off for half the day. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? But now that I'm here, I'm not saying that that's fair, because I don't think it is, but I understand why it's that way, because a lot of what I do could be a liability. You know what I mean? Like, I talk to a lot of clients, I handle a lot of paychecks, I handle a lot of projects that will be seen by a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot more room for error, that if you mess something up, like that is why a lot of my jobs that pay more money. But I was going to go back to Boston Market, because that is by far the worst job I ever had. And I did enjoy parts of it. It was my second job. Yeah, my second job I ever had. So after I quit McDonald's, and I was the carver. And that had a few different like responsibilities with it. But to start off the day, I show up like an hour or two before open. And their whole thing, right, is they don't freeze their meat. They're like Wendy's in that way, where it's like never frozen meat.
Yeah. Always fresh.
What that means is it's as cold as you can possibly get without it freezing. And so, I get these big boxes of frozen chicken. The whole thing is rotisserie chickens is their main selling thing. And in each box, there's about 20 to 30 like defeathered chickens. And my job was literally to reach in and be like a pool of blood that's like about as close as you can get to freezing without it freezing. And I would have to snap their necks back, like snap the neck like back, and like do all the twining and stuff and put them like on the spits. And I would do that for about an hour or two before we opened. And again, it was like an hour or two of me dipping my hand into this like bag of like almost frozen blood and like pulling out chickens. And my hands are so freezing cold, and like just, snapping the like spine part back and like twining everything up and putting it on the spits and everything. It was just a little like grueling and gross for me. Then I would take inventory of everything, which would take a while. And as like a fucking 17-year-old kid, I was responsible for like maintaining the inventory of all of our produce and everything like that.
That's fucking
and then but it gets even worse. I would go and I would set up all the rotisserie spits, and those things have these big metal plates you clink back on and everything like that. And throughout the day was the easiest part. They trained me how to like break down the chicken and everything like that. Someone comes in, they want a quarter, half, whatever. I'm cutting it all up, doing whatever. But sometimes I would cut myself and shit, and they tried to give me these gloves and stuff, and I just couldn't. I just kept cutting myself the whole time.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the shift, or sometimes throughout the shift, they would have me clean the rotisserie spits, but what that requires you to just like take those plates off, and they'd be scrubbing in the machines, but they only let me use like those little latex plastic gloves. And I would constantly be burning myself.
Yeah.
This is a workplace violation, by the way. I should have been complaining to something else that's not my manager.
Definitely.
When I did complain to my manager, they asked me, you can put on more gloves, but they literally were like, if you
put on more fucking gloves? What does that mean?
Yeah, they're like,
double layer?
Stop burning myself or something when I'm touching the inside the rotisserie to clean it out and take everything apart. And
okay.
And they're literally like, you put on more gloves if you want to, but like we'll hire someone else if like this is not like working
it's so
out.
Stupid.
Yeah. They had these big, like almost like mech arm things to like take the rotisserie spits out. So the plates you have to do by like hand and everything, but the like spits themselves are these big fucking mech arm things to take out, and I would drop them all the time. They just were not intuitive. And then after you shut down, you have to like flood. This is common practice at other food places. I just hated doing this. Like flood the ground with like soapy, like an inch or two high of like soapy water, and then you need to like clean off every machine, every counter, everything, and then like squeegee everything back into the drain until it was like spotless dry, and that took like an extra hour. So the days I would work there would be open to close plus 2 hours up front and an hour after for cleaning.
Oh my fucking, that's like abusive, bro. That you're 17, you said?
I don't remember. Yeah, this was like I give or take. Give or take.
Hey, that's like
I was maybe 18.
But even honestly, even if you're 18, that's still like, I mean, you signed up for it, I guess, to some degree, but that's like very abusive behavior from.
Yeah, and sometimes it was fine. Occasionally, they would like put me up front, and I would just be like handling sides and shit like that. By the way, if any representatives for Boston Market are watching this, I don't know if this is representative of you as a whole. By the way, why are you watching this? But
some executive from Boston Market is just fucking checking us out.
I do want to say though, that Boston Market has since been shut down
and
no longer exists, and the place was torn down, and now it is a salad and go. So
I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna get a guess. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna guess. There are two things you do. You get salad and you get the fuck out, right?
That's like a drive-through salad spot.
Let's fucking go. See, I know. Yeah, I've never had like a crazy work experience at any of my jobs. Obviously, you get the weird people. There's a guy who, and it's not so much.
They got Robin Steve.
Is that like
that was a guy I used to work with that used to tell me about Robin Steve. Who's used Robin to come in and rob the whole place.
Oh, Robin Steve. Is that a joke? Is that the whole joke? Is there more?
Yeah,
of that?
Robin Steve.
Okay,
that's him. No, that's him.
Okay, I got you.
Steve B. Robin. He do be Robin though.
I don't know what part is the joke and what part you're adding to the joke.
No, it's a guy you used to work with that used to tell me all the time. Steve Robin, who used to come in and rob the place.
He's Robin Steve, and he's Steve Doobie Robin.
You don't know what the fuck.
I have no idea what the fuck you were talking about. I have no idea
to do with this bit.
But I never had a bad. That was a fart. I was hoping we can get another TikTok.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, I'm so immature. I'm 26. I'm farting, trying to make TikToks off of it, dude.
We need more content for TikTok.
Like the thing is, today I'm like low. I don't know if you've been. Sorry, I touched my mic. I'm gonna try that again. Today I've been pretty low energy because I feel like shit. Like I'm just physically tired and burnt out at work. I should have had coffee. I was thinking of getting a McCafe coffee at McDonald's, but I was like, I'll be all right. I feel awful. I don't know if you can tell. I'm pretty low energy today, which is whatever. Why did I say that though? Oh. I want to help you get TikTok content, but I can't when I'm low energy, so I'm just farting and laughing at it.
I want this show to. First of all, I do want this on a serious though. I do want this show to stand on its own, right? And then the content gets taken from that for
right,
whatever. Yes. This does not need to be. We do not need to. Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's enough content.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, dude. Oh, do you want to see my socks? Hold on. I have a story, but I want to show you my socks.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Oh shit.
Sock time. Look at that. Zoom in.
Bro, check this shit out. Hamburger
socks? Is that like little fry brows?
Hamburger. Yeah. Hamburger. That's all for
Hamburger.
That was the joke. Hamburger.
By the way, I did play Bug Snacks for about 2 hours. And then I stopped playing Bug Snacks, which I will probably play again. Yeah, it's on Game Pass now. Yeah.
That's sick. That's awesome that you played it. It's all right.
I will probably play more. I didn't have my headset in while I was playing it, so I felt like I was missing out on some shit. So
some of the music is really good, but most of it's okay. But so at Dollar Tree, I had a situation where an old man left his shitty undies in the bathroom, and I had a manager that was just a dick, and I said, "Hey, I was working the register, which I was always on the register because I was too slow to stock. I think I told you, blue collar, not my thing. On a computer, on like a register, much more my thing. So I go over to the assistant manager, and I'm like, "Hey, someone left some poopy undies in the bathroom. Some customer, she just told me," and he was like, "Okay, so grab some paper towels and pick it up." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude, I'm not paid enough." I told this to the dick manager. I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude, I'm not paid enough for this." And I walked away. I was like, I can't. I told my mom this afterwards, and she was like, "You're gonna have to look for another job. They're gonna fire you." And I'm like, if they fire me for not picking up shit, that's honestly fucking hilarious. That is
someone's got to pick it up, though.
Yeah, I think he went to pick it up. I'm not gonna pick up poo poo. I do
have an adjacent story to this. Not to interrupt you, so I will let you finish.
That was pretty much the whole story. I just said I'm not doing it. I walked back to the register, and I continued doing that. He was pissed. He never was a fan of me, but he was pissed off that I did that.
Oh, yeah.
And
then he picked up Dookie. Yeah, this is the second episode in a row you've told a story about someone else picking Dookie you were supposed to pick up.
True, actually, I'm just not a Dookie picker upper. I got to tell you, I'm not a Dookie picker upper. I'm the least
Mr. Not Dookie picker upper.
I'm Mr. Not Dookie picker upper. Finn, tell your story. There's a moth on all of my monitors. It is insane that this bitch is just flying around.
When I used to visit my grandparents or live up in Massachusetts as well, constantly throughout those summer nights I'd be like swatting moths and various bugs. We get it out here too. In fact, I think I might have one in this room myself, but like
a little pet.
Yeah, not like we have more lizards and scorpions and coyotes and javelinas and Gila monsters out here.
Javelinas are terrifying, dude.
I have a video of them in front of my house from a couple months ago.
I'm putting on deodorant because my armpit itches because of my deodorant, and this helps it. Just letting you know.
Nice. I want to see if I can find.
If you find it, send it here, and we'll put it in post.
Let me think about. I don't want to. Do I want to dox my family by showing the front?
Is there information about it? I mean, I can.
But it is a video of my front door.
If it's not pixelatable.
Although it's not pulling up. It's not pulling up right now. Anyways, the ring cameras, which I've previous employer, I don't mind saying that. They don't they only keep videos for a certain amount of time when it's not working. So I'll check up on that later. Yes. So
I'm not the only. First of all, I'm gonna assume your story involves you not picking up poo poo.
Not me, but it is someone at work in a similar situation.
I thought we were going to be two convicted not poopy picker uppers.
I worked service industry for so long. I did what I had to do, man. I don't like to talk about it.
Just picking up poopy. You're a poopy picker upper, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you're a little bitch boy, huh? So a while ago, actually, they haven't done it since COVID hit. But technically, it's a annual thing they do. But Olive Garden used to have unlimited pasta pass. Let me enlighten you to something, because if they do this again, I'm absolutely doing it again. So like on a certain time, it's been like a waiting room because they sell out in like a minute or two. You pay $100. It'd be ready right then and there for when it releases. There's a point to all this. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
The room opens up, you buy the pasta pass. If you get it, you get unlimited pasta, soup, salad, and breadsticks for it's like half the year for $100. You could pretty easily make that money back. However, also if sometimes they pick like 50 people a year to get unlimited pasta pass forever, by the way, which is quite that. I always try to get that because it's like, I always like fantasize about getting that because it's like, if I go homeless, I'll get a gym membership. I'll take a shower. I'll be at Olive Garden every day. Anyways, this year I got it. And so I was going to Olive Garden like all the fucking time. Like I was at Olive Garden like every other day just to be eating whatever the fuck that they had there.
I am a fan of Olive Garden. Great date destination too. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's Olive Garden's not like my favorite, but like that value, right? Like that amount, like 6 months of unlimited food for $100. You fucking kidding me? I was carb loading like a bitch. I was showing up to that motherfucker every goddamn day.
Dude, Olive Garden. Listen, here's my take, dude. Olive Garden.
I probably have the pasta pass somewhere over there if I was looking for it too.
Olive Garden is no McDonald's.
Listen to you.
There you go. Talking. I was just saying Olive Garden is no McDonald's. That was it. That was my whole point. McDonald's is just a better Olive Garden if you really think about it. Dude, we're being honest here.
You recognize this?
Oh my God, where is mine?
There's a story that gets to Dookie, I promise.
Hold on.
Dude, look at this though. And it comes in this little I got my own card.
Bro, what the fuck?
I got my own card with my name on it and everything. Yeah.
Yo, I can't focus you're Zachary Marshall. That's you.
That's me. I have a never-ending pasta pass. Right, it's no longer active, but this was the year that I actually was successful.
Yeah.
Let me put you on. Now, whenever they do this again, which they used to do like every single year, absolutely get on even if you think Olive Garden sucks, get over yourself. It's free. It's you pay, you fucking, come on.
So what is, you know what I mean? What do you get from the never-ending pasta pass?
It has to be from their never-ending pasta bowl menu, which is a seasonal menu they have, which is why it's not like something you can do like year round. So like occasionally throughout the year, it's like you get to pick from 3 different pastas, 3 different sauces, and like 3 different like protein toppings. You know, so they have like an Alfredo sauce, like a marinara sauce, and like a different sauce, and then like you pick between chicken, meatballs, or fucking something else, or like you get the picture, and then soup or salad and breadsticks, and it's all free. And then again, like sometimes I'll go over there and and it's unlimited, so you can keep getting more bowls.
Yeah.
And you know, my ass too is also like, oh yeah, you know, I have a little bit of money to spend, I'll get a drink with this too.
Yeah. So what? I'm just curious. How does this end up with you not picking up shit?
Not me. So I was in the Olive Garden bathroom.
Oh.
You know, I'm like 3 bowls deep, and then I was painting the bathroom bowl.
That sounds
and so I can make room to go back in for more.
You sound like a stoner, dude. 3 bowls deep, just dropping a mad deuce in the toilet, dude.
Yeah, it's like I ate like all the pasta, and then I was making room so I can go back in there and bankrupt Olive Garden. So I'm sitting in the bathroom stall, and the door opens. It's the manager and another employee, although you can tell. I see their little feet, and the guy is with the mop or something like that. And the manager comes in and explains that he's like, all right, listen. He's like, I know you're new here, but there's this guy that comes in every other Saturday, and he shits all over the floors, and he rubs his shit all over the walls.
That's me in my own house.
but so this manager, he explains, I'm hearing all of this. He's like, this guy comes in, it's like every other Saturday without fail, he shits all over the floors, and he gets it and rubs it all over the walls. And we've tried looking for him. We can't catch him. But without fail, he does it every time. He's like, I'm going to need you to clean this up today. And hands the guy, I swear to God, that might not have been it verbatim, because it's been years since that interaction happened. But I just remember being in that stall like, holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. What a poor man. A poor man. I almost didn't want to come out, because then he would know that I heard him get told to do that, you know?
Yeah. We had a story. Do you guys have to take the CAPT tests whenever you were in high school?
Not that specifically. Perhaps we had a similar
something like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So CAPT is it's just some sort of testing that high schoolers do in sophomore year of high school. And if you fail it, you got to do it in junior year or something like that. But it's a whole week basically where it's half a day is just dedicated to each day is dedicated to the CAPT testing. And so I passed it freshman year, or I passed it sophomore year. So we were just hanging out. You just if you don't have to take the test junior year, you're just waiting for 4 hours or whatever in the I think it was 3.5 hours in the cafeteria. And we were doing things, we were having fun. My buddy Joe brought his PS2. I brought a TV so we could play San Andreas in school, which is just like a crazy weird thing at the time. Now you can just do it on your phone, dude. These fucking kids. But somebody took a shit in high school. Someone took a shit and just left a little bit of a smear on the floor. Left a little bit of a smear on the floor, and a kid stepped in it and dragged it around the like entire area, like the main hallway. You walk through this hallway to get to all the classes, and it's right in front of the bathroom, and he just smeared shit all over the floor. It's a pretty great story. I thought it was fucking hilarious. We all made fun of this one kid that was a total douche that nobody liked, and he was super fucking racist. We all made fun. We all said like, "Oh, it was this kid. He shit on the floor, and then he stepped in it, and then he walked around with it." And I don't think it was him, but it's funny. He fucking he thought that one of our friends were in a porta potty, and he jumped and kicked the porta potty, and a kid and his dad came out screaming at him. And the kid goes, no joke, the kid goes and hides. He doesn't see the family. He goes and hides and says, and asks my friends, was he black? Was he black? Unironically. Like terrified. Like the most.
Connecticut?
This is Connecticut.
Connecticut education system, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that the problem is that Connecticut has a lot of rich people, and a lot of rich kids are very sheltered. But the point
like the problem. It's like the problem with like Portland, right? Where it's like one of the most least diverse like areas in the country. Even though people think about it as very progressive, it's like but it's just a bunch of white people that have the money to live there. That you know, my high school. There's like 1,000 different things I could say about my high school and my high school experience.
Yeah, because you were moving around a bunch in high school, right?
I moved once during high school. I moved like 8 or 9 times throughout my childhood. I moved once throughout high school. So from Maryland to Arizona.
Were you moving? Was it back and forth, or was it just spread across the country?
I moved to Arizona once, and I've not moved out of it. Although I moved to several places within Arizona.
The 8 or 9 times. It's all.
Yeah, I was born in technically Norwood, Massachusetts, but I just say Boston because my family is from around that area, and that's where I lived and grew up and everything. So you know, Massachusetts, Frederick, Maryland, Martinsburg, West Virginia, a different place in Martinsburg, West Virginia, back to Frederick, Maryland, then either another place in Frederick, Maryland, or maybe not. Either way, after that point, I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. Then I moved to Flagstaff, Arizona. And then technically, if you want to get real specific with it, Tempe, Arizona. And now I'm back in Phoenix. So
Great.
Yeah.
Only one time in high school, though. Early high school, mid high school?
Kind of early to, it's like after my first year.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a lot of different things I could say about it. There's a lot of different things that I'm holding back right now. But for the purpose of this story, someone, you know, I went to a very large high school. There were over 3,000 kids in my graduating class, not school.
I don't mean to cut you off again. Arizona is the
Arizona,
school.
yes. Arizona.
Arizona has a lot of racist people. Am I wrong?
Yeah, sure. But I would argue we're more diverse than Connecticut.
I would probably argue that most places are more diverse than Connecticut. So the thing about Arizona, it's very much a swinging state. Historically, it's been Mexico, but like historically, it's been for the United States history, it's been mostly white people with a lot of Mexicans that are thrown or you know, Latin based individuals throughout. But then it was largely politically dominated by like right wing conservative right people. But the last election swung to the left, and I think a lot of that is because, not to get super political with it, you know, a lot of the folks who are more right leaning are older, and then they had children who are now growing up, and ASU is a big college town that's bringing in a lot of kids, and their kids are growing up, and the old people that are, you know, dying. It's I would argue it's a very you know, it might not be as diverse like racially as when I lived in like Maryland, but like politically speaking, it's probably like the closest like to even as you could possibly get in a state. Like you can find people all over the spectrum that live here. I
my parents live in a very nice area, which is not the whitest area I've ever lived in, but certainly is pretty. It would be lying if I said it wasn't majority like white people.
Very white.
But the school that I went to, again, my graduating class had like over 3,000 kids in it in just one class. It's pretty much a college campus. And again, there's so many like little caveats that I'm withholding here. But a couple people were caught like smoking weed in the bathroom or something, and the school's resolution to that was to remove stall doors from the bathroom. So if you wanted to take a shit, you were out in the open, which
That's
does not
insane.
seem.
Is that like negative reinforcement kind of deal? Like, you know how like they have like I think at boot camp they have it so if one person fucks up, then everybody has to deal with it. Is that kind of one of those memes?
I just think they wanted to, and to be fair, it was very temporary, and I think it was only for a couple buildings within the school, right? So obviously, if you were in like the main part of the school where everyone was constantly going in and out of, it would be like, yeah, like who gives, you know what I mean? That's whatever. But I think it was like more those extremity like places, right? Like you are going to the bathroom by like the football field, they're going to take the stall doors off of that for like a while, or like, you know, one of those like extracurricular places that are kind of separated from the school a little bit. That is where that happened for like a little bit of time. I don't think that was a permanent decision. I think that they did that as a big scare tactic for like
for the kids that were was the point of the story that they were taking off of the stall doors?
I rambled like a motherfucker there, but yeah, they took the stall doors off.
Okay,
in the bathrooms for people smoking.
You're completely fine. I as I told you, my brain is fried. So I didn't know if that was the bit or if you watched someone like take a dump.
No, that was definitely like my brain rambling, like a motherfucker. Yeah. Like it was just, I had that thought of like, oh, this connects to that. Like my school took the stall doors out the bathrooms for a while, and I had to explain like 12 different things to get to that point. Yeah.
I have an issue doing the same thing. I completely I actually find it easier to talk to people that have the same problem. So, dude, chemistry, that's what I fucking call that, brother. There was something that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, did you watch any of the game announcements?
I did. I missed it live, which I kind of hate because I usually watch it live, but you know, I did catch up on it. Yeah.
Okay. Were there any games that you saw again that you were like, that looks better than I thought it looked prior? Or just any, do you have any opinion on a game that you've seen before that was recently, shown off?
Yeah, I think now I'm blanking out on a few of this stuff too. A lot of what interested me is like kind of like brand new. Like there were a couple games like the Rick and Morty Justin Roiland game.
That game looked pretty sick. That game looked sick.
That looked pretty good, but I had no clue it existed beforehand. So I can't really say much about that. I don't like vampires at all as a concept, but like that vampire game didn't look too. It looked like Left 4 Dead, so I'm kind of like, all right.
Oh, Redfall. That's what it's called, right? Redfall.
I don't fucking know.
Fucking Witchfire looked great. I'm sorry. I asked you a question and I'm putting my Witchfire. It looked like Destiny, but with demons.
I don't know what that is.
I'll send you. I'm gonna probably play it in post in the thing. I'm gonna send it to you. I don't know what the fuck the deal is.
Say your opinions. Just lay it out.
Games that look like Destiny are fun. Destiny, only kind of fun. I don't know what it is.
I got Destiny 1 when it first came out, and I beat it all the way through to the point that you could when it first came out, before any of the DLC, before any of the major updates. Then at that point, there were like 1 or 2 raids, and you needed to get like 6 people online at the same time to do them, and I needed to like grind out all this extra stuff. I did not want to do it, and I stopped playing.
I only did
I've
one.
Never played it since.
The raids were actually quite fun when we did them. We actually, for Destiny 2, we did the Leviathan raid with 4. It was me, Evan, and then 4 friends of ours. And I say 4 friends, 4 people we met on Reddit. And it was really fun because I was significantly lower. Actually, Evan actually has a video of this on his channel. I was significantly lower level than everybody. I think they recommend 295 and I was 275, and everybody was shitting on me for being 275 the entire time. They'd be like, "What's 5 plus 5? 275?" And I'm like, "You're so fucking." They were all being so annoying, but it was hilarious. But I had a lot of fun with doing that. I think it was because
I bet they were fun. I bet they were really fun. I don't doubt that they weren't.
It's the time sink.
It's the amount of time I needed to do in there. It's like I don't even know if I have 6 friends that want to do this, let alone getting them all on at the same time across time zones. And then when the DLC came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's so much better!" But like, I'm not spending another $50 to $60 to get back into that again. Like, it's just not happening for me. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Here's my take. Destiny 1, I felt I played with Evan. I felt like that was a completed package. I felt like playing Destiny 1, we got all the DLCs, we got the whatever the full collection is called. We played all of it, and we felt like it was a full package. We didn't do the raids or anything like that. We just did like the main story, some strike stuff, try to get specific exotics. Was really fun. It felt like a great. You know what's funny? I actually, when I would play Destiny 1, Evan was still at college, so he had really good internet. And we would stream. Do you remember Beam? It was what Mixer was before it was Mixer. And you could stream right from your Xbox to Beam.
It sounds very familiar. I can't put my little brain finger on it.
It was just like a live streaming service. It had low latency. I could stream right from my Xbox. He could stream right from his Xbox. And we would stream to Beam to our other friends. So we could be playing just me and Evan, but have our friends watch and just talk and chat it up. Really, actually really fun. Destiny 1 was a better experience than I had in Destiny 2 by far, bar none. Destiny 2 was fun. Destiny 2 beta got me really hopeful. It felt great on PC. And then I played Destiny 2 and put time into it. And then the expansions came out and I was like, I don't have the money to keep up with this game. Maybe if there's a complete collection that comes out and when everything's done with, I'll pick it back up again. But until that point, I can't, like buying the battle pass and then doing all the shit. And it's just like, it's like a pseudo gacha game. It's pretty fucked.
I'm with you.
But the reason I brought Destiny up, Witchfire is it only looks like it in the engine point of view. Like it just looks like, you know, how the gun, it literally looks on the screen and like how movement, it looks like Destiny in that way. Not so much the MMO weird gacha garbage. Don't know why I like it. Really excited to play it. Silk Song coming out. I mean, I didn't play Hollow Knight. I'm planning on playing Hollow Knight, but Silk Song showing up at the Xbox event was fucking crazy. People were not expecting that. I want to say I'm an Xbox hater, not because I hate Xbox, but because I used to be a big Xbox kid on 360, and then I got an Xbox One and was just heartbroken. I didn't even get one. I played one. You know, and then I got one, and I got my brother one, and I played it. And that's where I played Destiny 1. I was heartbroken with how trash that machine is. And then I got an Xbox One S. What's the white one? X, maybe? I don't remember.
S. You got the Series S.
No. Xbox One.
Okay.
Xbox One. I think it's the S, but it's white. I don't have a Series yet. I'm waiting to see if it's worth it because I play PC. Anyway, I got an Xbox One S. Garbage. I got a PS4, much better, in my opinion. Much better. I mean, not so much.
The PS4 is definitely the better console experience, but I still stay loyal to Xbox IMO.
That's the problem I had initially because I was like, Halo, dude. You know, like that's like kind of my game. Like the Halo's, and then it came out on PC. I was like, I don't really give a fuck anymore. But I got into like Kingdom Hearts on PS4, and while Kingdom Hearts is extremely cringe, truthfully. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I love the characters. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of a PlayStation simp. I'm excited for the PlayStation State of Plays, which are never good, by the way. But what I'm saying is I'm an Xbox hater because that generation of consoles Xbox was at the bottom of my list. It is the last thing I would play anything on if I,
it definitely had the worst launch. I mean, I have a Series X right here. I'm obviously still, on board.
Yeah.
I think they, I talked about this a lot recently because my main issue with Xbox now is it just keeps having fucking issues. Like the servers constantly go down. It keeps like having weird little glitches here and there and kicking people out of parties and stuff. And it just back in the day, and correct me if I'm wrong in any of this, PlayStation used to like not have like party chat. It used to be like free, right? But like you didn't have like party chat and stuff like that.
I don't remember.
PlayStation. I mean, like PlayStation 3, I think like PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 used to be like, oh, I can't believe you're like paying to use like the online service or whatever.
You could. I remember you had to get a. I mean, I'm sure there was a proprietary one, but you had to get a Bluetooth device, which was weird. You couldn't just plug it in. I don't believe. I got a fucking little Bluetooth thing that my mom used to put in her car before cars had, the calling features in them. She should just like stick it in that thing, and then she stopped using it because she got a car that could talk. And I would just use that on PS3. Oh, it's so bad.
Whatever the case was, I remember PlayStation users used to be like, "Oh, you're paying for your fucking service, lamos or whatever." Yeah. But like, I'd always hear issues about PlayStation. I'd always hear people bitching about how their like stuff worked. But when on my Xbox 360, it always worked.
Xbox 360 was goated.
I always got on. Everything just worked. Yeah. I like what Xbox is doing now. I think Game Pass is dope. I think I love my Series X and what it is. It's just like there's just so many like weird glitches and server maintenance shit just keeps constantly happening. I just feel like it just doesn't work. Like it used to just work. Yeah. Like, like Apple's whole thing is like seamless. Like whenever they roll something out, it just works versus like Android, which again, love my Android, whatever. But you spend more time tinkering around with it, and you have issues with it, but like you have more flexibility with it. With the Apple products, their whole thing is you pay more money, but it just fucking works. To me, that's what Xbox 360 was.
Yeah, so. I agree with you. But my main, and I think Xbox 360. Okay, I have a question about you. Don't let me forget. Put this on a pin. I want to talk about controllers. Okay, but so that's the one. That's one of them. So
real gamer talk.
Xbox had the best event, I think, by far. I don't think anything even stepped foot. I think that I'm a Nintendo guy. I like my Switch. Honestly, at this point in my life, pretty close to the bottom. If it's a game comes out on every console, it's pretty close to the bottom of which one. I'll play it on PC, then probably my PS4, Xbox One, and then my Switch. No, Switch and then Xbox One probably. Point is, it's pretty low down the bottom, but the exclusives are really what get me going. And there's allegedly leaked a Nintendo Direct coming at the end of the month. I'm excited for that. That's going to be their big reveal. They normally do it in June, so they show up a lot of good shit. That's really what I'm excited for. But Xbox so far has had the best event by far, and I'm just kind of mad about it because I don't have Game Pass because I don't want to use the Microsoft Store.
PC now, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to use the Microsoft Store. I want to avoid that at all costs. And I also just don't like subscription services. I don't know why. I mean, they'll
increase the price at some point.
Yeah, I have fucking
they already tried once.
I have Discord Nitro and shit, like stuff that's like doesn't even provide that much and is near. Oh, I want to also say, I don't like subscription services, and I'm not going to get Game Pass. I have Nintendo Switch Online, which is infinitely worse. So I want you to go in understanding that I'm dumb, right? I want you to have that understanding that I'm a dipshit. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying like that this is the right opinion to have. It's an awful opinion. I just like
every
Nintendo more.
I have is the right opinion I have. The first episode I was talking about how you shouldn't listen to me and I'm an idiot and I refrain from talking publicly about politics. I'm taking a 180.
Yeah. I'm
taking a 180. I'm smart. You should listen to me. You're wrong. Everyone else is wrong. Fuck you.
Play on Xbox. So yeah, but I think Xbox had the best event. There were a few games that weren't. Dude, I'm excited for the Saints Row.
I had conversations with Ethan about that. It just doesn't look.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
I agree, but I'm giving it a chance. I'm not gonna pre-order it. Because I made that mistake one time. I pre-ordered a game because I was like really excited for it. Do you want to know what that game was?
I pre-ordered a few games, but yeah,
No Man's Sky.
I was literally going to bring up No Man's Sky in this conversation for a different reason, which I'm sure you can guess. What? Yeah. But what were we talking about before that?
I was just saying Saints Row.
Oh yeah,
I really liked 3. I think I didn't play Get Out of Hell 4. I will say fun game. 3's just better. That's just I think that's not even subjective. I think it's objective.
Well, 3 is the best one for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Saints Row fan. I've been playing since I was a wee little lad. I played Saints Row 2. Probably when
the end game in 2 is incredibly difficult, even for like being this age.
I played Saints Row 2 way younger than I should have ever played Saints Row 2. I played Saints Row 2 probably around the time I was playing like Halo 3.
You watched that dude die. You watched that dude get dragged at that age. You remember that? You know what I'm talking about? That dude get dragged and killed, and it's like really sad, and he has to like shoot his friend. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
There's
it's
like
been a
really
while since I played that.
insane.
I remember Aisha getting katanaed and all the and Shandi, Dreadlock Shandi, remember that?
Yeah, like Stoner Shandi going.
You had to kill the Rastafarians coming into the smoke shop in that mission.
Well, she went from Stoner Shandi to just like hot office Shandi. What the fuck happened?
I have no clue. Shandi had a glow up, I guess.
Truly.
I don't even have much to say on the Saints Row thing. It does seem like some of the fun's been sucked out of it, and the characters don't seem as interesting as what they used to be. But maybe that's just the nature of rebooting it. I don't know. I still like Saints Row, and I'm still interested to see more of it.
If it comes to Game Pass, I think
if it comes to Game Pass, there's no problem.
Yeah.
But like in terms of actually buying it, I guess we'll see. We'll put a pin in that.
They released the fucking stupid fucking character creation demo only on Epic Game Store. Go fuck yourself.
For Saints Row?
Yeah, on PC, I mean. Only on the Epic Game Store. I thought about installing Fortnite the other day. Just because I haven't played it in a while. You know, it is a fun game, and I haven't tried the no build mode. I heard it's good. And I was like opening up the Epic Game Store. And I was like, nah, it's, whatever. I'm going to play it once. Forget I haven't installed. It's going to be 100 gigabytes out of my hard drive that I don't have. I'm just not going to do it. And then these fuckers say Epic Game Store only for the stupid fucking Saints Row thing. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
No. I have not too much more to add from that. I would just say before we pivot away from video games, I did just want to say in terms of the game showcases, with fucking Starfield.
Okay,
it is just No Man's Sky, right? That is just No Man's Sky.
I want to hear your opinions from start to finish, if you can give me them, because I think I have opinions that are different, but I also I might be wrong.
I think, God, it's like you asked me like, where do babies come from? And I'm going to say, well, 4 billion years ago, the Big Bang created the universe, because my brain instantly goes back to like Bethesda as a developer and their recent like failures with like Fallout 76. And I think people hate Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not too sure.
People have been flocking to it in the DLCs, and it's actually one of the highest played games on Steam, but it is kind of garbage. I tried 3 times and it sucked. Go ahead though.
Well, I just feel like they've lost a lot of trust as a developer throughout that experience, especially with, I'm like a lifelong Fallout fan. I love the Fallout series, and it just absolutely killed me to see what they did with 76. And I used to live in West Virginia too. So like, I'm just, it's not the best, but it's good. It's good.
I figured that's exactly what you said. Sorry,
Fallout 4, it's a good game. It's good.
Yeah, I
hate it. Yeah. Some people hate it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I think it's fine.
It's fine. Download the in-game mods are pretty fun too. I remember downloading a Filthy Frank radio station and just going throughout the wasteland and just turning everyone else into different character models and everything. It was fun.
I would, whenever I played like Oblivion or whatever, I would just download the big fucking floppy hog mods.
Well, they had on console. They had console mods. They had mod browser.
Right.
They had mod browser on console. You could have charged for them, but I did not buy them. I got free mods from the store.
The free floppy hog mods.
The free floppy. Google that on a website. You'll never believe. I was just trying to buy a new pet hamster, and you'll never believe the website it took me to. But
that's a guinea pig. Stupid joke.
What?
Go ahead.
It's a gaming reference. Yeah.
No, I said that's a guinea pig because you said hog pig.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
okay.
stupid. That's such a bad joke. Please go ahead. It's gonna be another one of those like sitcom laugh track moments there, but I don't like that it is.
That's what this episode. This is the worst episode of Regurgitated you'll ever hear.
Oh, dude,
we need a laugh track
title.
over everything.
Nice title. Holy shit,
the worst
crazy.
episode you'll ever hear.
There you go.
I'm pretty excited for some of these. I'm excited to show you the fucking video.
I'm really excited. I'm waiting. I want to do that last. I think it's going to be great.
For sure. Yeah, I was doing it. Maybe it'll be a complete flop, but I was watching it to myself. I watched it like 5 times. I always know I make something good when I keep replaying something over and over and over again. So as a little teaser, there'll be a 2010 style reaction video to TikToks later at the end of the episode. It will genuinely. I know you've killed yourself at this point, and the police are listening to this in the background as they investigate the crime scene. But
what the fuck? What happened?
Well, I don't know.
What the hell is that? Wait, what the hell just happened? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Someone probably killed themselves.
I don't know. There's some creative juice just flowed out, but there's no.
Well, someone. There's like a % chance that someone killed themselves while watching this, and it's such a long form media. And the police are now already at their house investigating the murder, but they can't touch the keyboard because it's evidence, because there's blood in it, and they cannot pause the episode. Now they're listening to this, and they're like, "Damn, this guy knew everything."
I was so blown away. I had no idea that was something that was going to come out of your mouth at that moment. I was just like, what the fuck?
I'm just a random word generator sometimes. No, it's not random words. It had intention behind that, but also like my brain goes in silly billy places. The fuck was I was talking about Starfield. Yeah. Look, Bethesda's a developer. I feel like has lost trust with pretty much everyone. Already it's swinging off with like, you got to kind of blow me away compared to what you've been doing before. The game graphically looks pretty good, and I guess the combat looks better than any other Fallout game or Bethesda game I've seen before, but that bar is pretty low already. But again, it graphically looks very good. I think, I like No Man's Sky. Like in its current state, not launch No Man's Sky.
No Man's
but like
Sky today is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like current day No Man's Sky. So it's like, it is a format of a game that I enjoy. But it is also very clear that like, it is just kind of some No Man's Sky shit. Like, you can't tell me they didn't think about that at all when they were making that.
Whatever they said. What the fuck?
Yeah, 1,000 different systems and everything, and you get to fly between them. And I guess building your own ship is one thing, but it's the way you're flying through and doing combat. It looks like No Man's Sky.
It does.
But I will say, if you can give me, look, this is like my when I was a kid. And I used to think about what I wanted from video games. I'd be like, what if you took the open world of Fallout and the guns from Call of Duty and the jumpiness from Halo, and you made it all in the one game? Like, that is kind of like how I'm going to phrase this, where it's like, if you could give me the like exploration of No Man's Sky, but like with better combat, because combat in No Man's Sky is fucking awful. Like, it's not great. With like a Fallout or Skyrim style like dialogue system and character development, ooh, I could get lost in that world. Like, that could be so cool, even if it is stolen from some stuff. Like, it could blow me away. But it does disappoint me a little bit where I'm just watching it and I'm like, you just fucking watched some No Man's Sky shit and said we're gonna do that, but Fallout.
Yeah,
so
it's true. Yeah. Okay. So I might make some enemies here today. I think we might have we might have a falling out. So I played Oblivion on Xbox 360. It was my first time playing it, and it was one of the funniest. Cool. Let's go TikTok. Let's go. It was one of the funniest and coolest experiences I've had playing a game in a while. But prior to that, I mean, it was one of my favorite things were first-person fantasy games. I played Morrowind on PC on like a fucking Windows XP machine. I didn't even know that Morrowind and Oblivion had any connection, actually, when I played Oblivion. But I thought it was fucking awesome. I was like, this fucking rocks. Oblivion to this day stands the test of time. It is a fucking banger. Skyrim came out. I was really excited for it. All of my friends were excited for it. I've never gotten more than like an hour and a half into Skyrim, which is, I think, a sin upon any gamer.
I don't know if it's available now. If not, it might be lost media.
Skyrim?
Yeah, well, no. I made a video playing Skyrim. It's funny that you mentioned that because when Skyrim came out, I was like, I bet this is a good game. I'm not paying $60 for it. And I waited for it to go on discount. And I waited years for it to go on any kind of discount, by the way. Steam sale, whatever, bought it. On my YouTube channel when I was very young, made a YouTube video called I Bought Skyrim. And it's like 20 minutes of me just playing Skyrim and like screaming and yelling. It's actually one of the funnier videos I did back then, even though it is very cringe. I stopped recording. I never touched Skyrim again.
Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of in the same boat there.
Yeah. Okay.
So no, I thought you were making the joke when you said, I don't know if it's available anymore. And I'm like, oh, Skyrim, because they have like fucking 30 versions of Skyrim now. And they have like the VR, the main version, and the anniversary version, the special edition. Anyway, the farthest I've gotten actually is the VR version. But I have high IPD. My eyes are far apart, so VR is always blurry to me, and I just stopped using VR in total. Anyway, Fallout 3 was great. I wasn't good at it because I think Fallout 3 has more of a difficulty curve because I was kind of just going off. I was just fucking off and doing whatever I wanted to. And Fallout 3 is less accepting of that attitude. No, you'll fucking reach a scorpion that's like 40 levels above you and you'll just die. Or you'll just get shot down in the middle of nowhere. So I played a lot of Fallout 3, but I was kind of just fucking around. I didn't really follow any story. Fallout New Vegas, I didn't really play. I played Fallout New Vegas Online, or Fallout New Vegas Multiplayer, which is just a fun little goofy mod where you can just run around with people that are RPing in New Vegas, which is actually really good fun. And then I played maybe like 6 hours of Fallout 4, and I played probably a similar amount of Fallout 76. So I'm not a big Bethesda guy unless it's Oblivion, truthfully. I don't think they make bad games. I'm not a single player game kind of guy, truthfully. I'm hoping to get a Steam Deck and maybe bang out some like games that I've never played before. But I can't be fucked to do any single player games that aren't Pokemon, if we're being completely honest, which is really cringe. But
it's harder these days for sure. And I'll let you finish what you're saying, but really quick, I do want to note I'm 23 years old. It's 2022. I went to the midnight release of Fallout New Vegas. So someone do the math on that and tell me how fucking young I was going to the Fallout New Vegas.
When did Fallout New Vegas release? I'm Googling
Fallout New Vegas initial release date is October 19th, 2010.
It's 12 years old.
12 years old.
It's 12 years old, the midnight release of fucking Fallout New Vegas.
Well, that's sick, by the way. I think I was always excited for Fallout New Vegas, but I never played it, other than obviously the multiplayer. So I was never like a big Bethesda guy. I always thought they made good games, but it was never my cup of tea because that's why I played more.
Bethesda's a developer where I could if someone was like, I just don't like playing those games, I'd always go, okay.
So the thing is like 76 was such a cool idea to me because I was like, dude, I like the idea of Fallout, and I love my bread and butter is playing with friends. Like that is the thing I like to do most. So I was like, Fallout 76 is perfect. It wasn't perfect. Fun fact. But Starfield. It looks not very good. That is my genuine
I'm very
opinion.
critical of it as well. I said everything, but it is from a critical. I think if it can pull off what it's promising to do, I would like it a lot. But also, it definitely concerns me.
The gunplay
for sure
looks great. Or I'm not going to say looks great. The gunplay looks good,
better than Fallout or Skyrim.
Yes, definitely. The face tracking, graphically, the game looks fine, great. I don't have a problem with it. It's not like fucking Horizon, the new Horizon game, which looks incredible and everybody always compares shit to. It doesn't look like that, but it does look good. when I watched that, I was like, does anybody care? Because I was so bored watching the trailer.
People definitely care because
people
Fallout,
definitely care, but it was one of those things where you watch something, you watch like a trailer like of some like indie game that nobody's ever heard of, and you're like, does anybody actually care? Why is this part of this thing? Which I hate saying about indies because I think indies are like enormous, but when someone just shows like a fucking indie that's like fucking.
You watch the game showcase. One of the funniest things to me is a couple is like the last E3 that they did. I was watching it with my friends, and they had this indie developer come out and give her whole life story, and she was like crying over how much this meant to her. And then the trailer played, and it was just a girl walking. It was just like a cool.
That's what I mean.
It was just a girl walking, and we're all like, I want to support this woman. She seems really nice. I'm sure she genuinely did put a lot of time and effort into this, but like, I'm not gonna ever play this game.
That's what I mean by does anybody care? That's exactly what I mean by does anybody care? When I was watching Starfield, I'm like, does anybody care about this? And like at this point, I know people they're like Starfield, and I was kind of excited for it too when I saw like the cinematic trailer or whatever they did last year. I see it, and I'm like, I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Do not.
I think I need to see more. I need to see how the game actually plays.
I'm also just like, I'm not a AAA fan. I mean, Halo is kind of my most AAA thing. I guess Pokemon kind of counts, but that's how I feel about Starfield. I'm hopeful though, because I think that Bethesda generally does make good games, but I just don't care. I just don't care.
They historically have made great games. Again, I just feel like Bethesda the last like 4 or 5 years has been one of the worst developers that exists. Yeah. So I'm very skeptical of anything that they release from this point forward. But who knows?
Who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. What else did they cover? I don't really remember either. I think I kind of got what I cared about in that. I really want to see the Nintendo Direct because I think, because you know how there's one showcase that wins E3 is what they say. Last year, I think it was Nintendo that won, or maybe it was Xbox that won. I think it was Xbox because of Infinite. Now that I think about it, I want Nintendo to win because this E3 has been mid to me. Pretty fucking mid E3, I'll be honest.
Technically, it's not an E3, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's why I said E3. So, switching off that, I do want to, just on the same topic of games, though, I do want to tell you, I play on PC. My preferred console is PC, because if I want to play on a mouse keyboard, I can play on a mouse keyboard. If I want to plug in my purple PS4 controller, I can plug in my purple PS4 controller. Or I can plug in my white and purple Switch controller. What is your preferred controller? Oh, no. What is the best controller ever? Not generation wise.
I mean,
ever.
I guess if we're talking, I mean, the Switch is also the console too. It's the controller and the console. So I mean, like that's kind of hard to beat. But like, I mean, you know,
you're saying Xbox One and Xbox Series has the best controller?
It's the controller I'm comfortable with.
You want to hear something funny? You're not going to like falling out.
It might be the worst controller ever, but it's the controller that I grew up playing, and it's the controller that makes sense to me because I've always played on it.
So PS3 controllers suck, right? Xbox 360 controller, one of the best controllers ever made. GameCube controller, one of the best GameCube controllers, or one of the best controllers ever made, right? Like the SNES controller, obviously outdated at this point. You can use it now for specific games and it feels fine. And same with the NES, whatever. Genesis controller always sucked. Best controller. I have them all. I have all the controllers. PlayStation 4 controller. Best controller.
Don't they have like the microphone in the controller? I think I was playing GTA on someone else's PlayStation at one point, and it had like the different lights for like every character, and like
maybe
you're getting chased by the police, and it has the police lights, and it would play the sound from the
I don't know,
dialogue from the controller.
I don't know.
Has the haptic
feedback. The thing about the controller, I don't know. It might just be my lanky hands. It's the perfect. It feels perfect in my hands like this. I want to show you. I have this controller. This is the Switch Pro controller. Arguably just as good as this one. I like this one a little bit more, but it's only because of the These are the triggers are buttons. These have a little bit of travel, like very little. You see, like that's not a lot of travel at all. These are just buttons. This controller, very good. Like it a lot. Let me. I want to show you my problem. This doesn't have a back on it, so ignore that. This is a Xbox One controller. I never feel like it feels like a Duke.
A little bit.
It's a bit. It's a bit of a busty bitch, and I don't really like the triggers. The triggers are a little mushy.
The triggers, I'll give you for sure. The triggers in the PlayStation are definitely more better.
I just
mostly the elite controllers for Xboxes are supposedly very good.
I think that if you get an elite controller, I think if you get an elite controller, I mean that increases, but it's also like what $150 or something.
$150 and then never kiss a woman again is what it takes to get an Xbox Elite controller.
So I have this. This is a N64 controller. Yeah. This is the one for the Switch. Horrible, awful controller. Love the games on this console. Horrible controller. Okay. This is a Wii U controller. This is a Wii U it's bootleg. It's a bootleg. It's garbage. It's absolute trash. It feels cheap. I think this one is bootleg. Yeah, it's very bootleg. This feels cheap. These look, it's yellowing. Nothing should do that.
White plastic electronic.
Nothing should do that, but you are correct. And then I have a black one. Equally as cheap. I played Breath of the Wild on this specific controller. Breath of the Wild is an amazing game. This controller made it less amazing, I will tell you that. Now that I have it on Switch, I have this controller. I have all the consoles, so I have all the controllers. I have this controller. Meh. I mean, I'm sure it's good for what it was made for, but meh. I have a GameCube controller, but I don't want to unwind it. Now you want to see the king of controllers? Bang. This set the bar. Xbox 360 controller set the fucking bar for controllers. This controller was not big. It's perfect for like my hands at least. You can press everything very easily. The only issue that I ever had was that sometimes these would get mushy and stop working, the bumpers. Only issue I ever had.
They'd get stuck.
They would get stuck. Yeah. That's the only issue I ever had. This controller, also, this controller has the issue. The battery pack will just sometimes disconnect if you just if you go like that, it'll just disconnect. Kind of trash. Now, do you want to see one of the worst controllers, but one of my favorite controllers?
The Duke.
Where is it? A classic Duke.
Yep. I wanted to buy the one. They have the fucking new Duke.
Yep.
That has the Duke. OLED on it. Is that what that is?
No, this is a classic. This is like an OG Duke.
They're expensive. The new ones.
Are they?
They're a little it's been a while since I checked. I could probably double check that.
This controller
I want one though.
Classic. I played Halo on it probably about a year ago. Still feels fucking good as new. Is there anything else I want to show you? PlayStation 3 controllers. There's one that I wanted to show you. Oh my god, what the fuck one was it? I'm gonna turn my light on. I probably have it.
They're like they're anywhere between $70 to $150. The cheapest one I found is $70.
Want to see me break a controller apart? See if I bleed. This is like a bootleg controller that I got on Amazon.
This is the content you're going with now?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can break it. I received one broken in a like an actually well-made mail, so it's popping. Dude, it's actually like it's making noises.
Let's go.
It's like mushing into itself. So I got one of these, and it came broken half with the circuit board out. This is a trash controller. I can't break it. It's not strong enough. The worst controller of all time. It's not a controller you might even know. The worst controller of all time. This is the Hyperkin Retron 5 controller.
What's funny is Hyperkin makes the new Duke for.
I know. This one, look at this stick. This is a stick. I don't like if you can even see what's going on here.
I can hear what's going on there, and I'm not even there. Yeah.
What the fuck?
TTYL,
dude. This shit sucks. I got a Retron 5. It got this with it. It's wireless. It's trash.
Remember when people used to buy those scuff controllers and they'd customize stuff, and then they'd make like the like triggers shorter so you could shoot faster, and then they started selling the ones that would like automatically like double tap buttons for you to like break games and shit.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
That's dude, you're fucking base and red pill. I absolutely agree. That's holy shit, dude. I'm sweating. I move too much. Oh, you know
that McDonald's.
Oh, the McDonald's. You want to know a bad controller that I love?
What's up?
The Wii controller, the Wiimote. I hate that shit.
Oh yeah, it's classic.
It's classic in a great way. I say I hate that shit. I just hate using it. I love the controller as it is, but I hate using it.
You just talked about being a pro in Wii bowling.
Switch bowling, actually.
Switch bowling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just real quick note. If you're ever going to play Elden Ring, I don't know if you have a PC that's good enough to play Elden Ring, but well,
I don't know. Maybe. I don't fucking know.
There's a new mod, fairly new mod called Seamless Co-op in Elden Ring. So the way that Elden Ring works, I don't know if you've ever played a Souls game, but if you want to play with your friend, you also have, so if you invite a friend to your world, you can also be invaded by a player trying to kill you both, which is really fucking annoying if you just want to play with your friends. It's a super antiquated, outdated way of
system.
Yeah. So someone made a mod called Seamless Co-op mod in Elden Ring, where you can just invite your friends to play. No invasions. You can invite 3 friends and just hang out and walk around the world. And if you die, you respawn. Like you don't have to like join back in their world. And you can ride horses. For some reason in multiplayer, you can't ride horses, but in the Seamless Co-op, you can.
Perfection.
Magnifique, bro.
A solution to a problem I just now found out existed.
Dude, I gotta say, Elden Ring, I've been playing it. I'm sure you've seen that I've been playing it.
Oh yeah.
It is good. It's very good. Not my kind of game. A single player game. I don't like hard game. I don't play games that are hard to be hard. I play games that are hard if my friends are playing them. Purely. I like playing with my friends. Don't care what game it is. Seamless Co-op makes it so much easier. I can start a new build. I can be goofy. I think enemies scale, so you actually have to try, but it's going to be super fun. But I just love it. I'm excited to play it. It's going to be fucking awesome. Okay, well, I think this is a good place to call it. I'm with Zachary. Wait, it's actually this way. Zachary, Marshall. I'm Ben Paquette. This is our first episode, just the two of us, because Sean ditched and Brian said he would hop on and he didn't. Alexis offered to, but I was in the middle of an episode, so I didn't respond. And Mike is in Grand Theft Auto. So thanks, guys, for being good, supportive friends for my passion project. Thanks a lot. That's actually really fucking cool of you guys. Sick, actually. Hey, and I'm gonna call one of your friends, Ethan. It's time. I think we've known each other long enough. It's been going on long enough. So, peace out. Go smoke a bowl, smoke a bong, smoke crack. You haven't finished that. You're blowing into it. Okay. I can't hear that, but I believe that it sounds great. No, it is not coming through. I think you've pissed your microphone off. Equally not going through.
Wait. Can you hear me at all?
I can, yeah. I think you have some setting on fucked up in Discord or something, because I should have been able to hear that. All right. Do we have a way to end this episode? Because we just kind of do the thing where we're like, oh, do we have a way to end this episode?